The Life Aquatic with Steve Zizzou is a fun romp with a great cast of characters, and Wes Anderson really starts to lean into what he does best. Hello and welcome back to the Sunny Side, a place to discuss film, television, games, all things storytelling, while being sincere, thought-provoking, and always staying on the sunny side. My name is Evan B. Thank you so much for watching. Today we're on day 4 of our Wes Anderson binge. All binge long, we'll be going through Wes Anderson's filmography, discussing his aesthetics as a director, what kinds of stories does he like to tell, why does he continue to work with similar motifs, and what we love about one of the best modern directors of our time. Well, with that being said, let's dive right in. Today we're talking about The Life Aquatic with Steve Zizzou. And as we start to get deeper into Wes Anderson's filmography, I think it makes a lot of sense to start to talk about some of his previous stuff and look at the evolution of the films. Because for Wes Anderson, he deals with a lot of the same themes and ideas, and we've talked about this in the first 3 films, but I think it's really clear here because with the Royal Tenenbaums, I wasn't as impressed. I didn't love as much some of the things he was doing. I didn't totally connect. And I think him sitting down with Noah Baumbach and writing this film, he's really able to capture what he wanted to say and some of the different things that he wanted to tell in this sort of generational family storyline that he worked with Royal Tenenbaums in a much more interesting aspect. So this film revolves around Bill Murray and Owen Wilson. Bill Murray as this Steve Zizzou, finding out that Owen Wilson is his long-lost son, and him sort of trying to reconnect, but he himself is sort of still living in this fantasy world and not being able to reckon with sort of, you know, the modern era and where he is in his life and everyone else around him. I think Cate Blanchett, who plays the reporter, is a perfect third lead for all this, and I think her character is acted really impeccably. I think is written really well, and she stands as this great, almost sort of stand-in for the audience, this voice of reason in this very esoteric, wild, wacky world that he's having. And so I think being able to tell the same kind of story he was talking with Tenenbaums about how, you know, family comes together and then comes apart, and then how do you come back after having so much, you know, trauma and drama, and of course, you know, with the long lost father idea, and then figure out who your father is, and the two of them, you know, Owen Wilson not being the son that Bill Murray wants, and Bill Murray not being the father Owen Wilson wants in some parts, and this and that. That's all fun. Then you have the great cast of characters around. Angelica Huston, fantastic. You have Willem Dafoe, absolutely crushing it. All of the aesthetics, the production design, the set design, everything is dressed perfectly. He starts to work with miniatures. There's all these little animals from the seahorse to crabs to all these different things. The sections where they're under the water to the finale itself. You know, you can see Wes Anderson start to be this filmmaker, you know, that he tells. It's like the character in Rushmore that's making these plays, you know, in a small stage. He is that young filmmaker being able to finally make these fantastical things and use his hands. And there's just an overall lightness and love in an Odyssey. It's sort of like a fun Jaws almost, and just a blast to watch. And